Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of It's About Time. Hopefully you guys can see me pretty well right now. I was not planning on doing an episode today. However, there was a piece of news through my app, Watchbox, that kind of caught me by surprise today, and I really felt like I had to do a video today. Before we get into this kind of short video, let's do what's on the wrist, of course. And, of course, today, it's the Hamilton Khaki Aviation. I remember in the last episode that I did the James Bond special on, I said I was going to be doing the Hammy report the next episode. It's going to take a little bit of a backseat for now. It's still coming. Don't worry about it. It's just that this episode is going to be trumping the Hammy episode. Anyways, what are we going to be talking about today? All right, so one of the things that I'm a proponent of, and I know that Federico from Federico Talks Watches, as well as Yuri, the time teller, did a video on this, something similar not too long ago. But, how much, is someone willing to pay for something? So there was an article today through the app. If you guys aren't familiar with Bob's Watches, they are probably one of the largest, if not the largest, not officially authorized, but like a retailer, whatever it is, for strictly, I believe, pre-owned Rolex watches. Been around for a long time, and their business continues to grow tremendously year after year. So what's going on with them, and why do I mention them? So Bob's Watches, and I'm going to now turn this camera around so everyone can see this. So Bob's Watches at bobswatches.com/auctions. What they're doing is they're doing an online auction in collaboration with Wind or Wine Vintage from September 5th, which is tomorrow, to the 12th. And of course you have to sign in. And what this is that you can see it's a Box and Papers online auction. So Drew and I are going to be doing an episode on this, or maybe just me, not too long from now. It just turns out that this kind of came up, so I just had to do this episode on this. What happens at watch auctions? It's not for this episode. So this is going to be a Box and Papers online auction where the opening bid is going to be very respectable compared to where these watches are going to be worth. And again, all the merchandise comes with the watch, the box papers, everything else like that. Here's the little catch. There's no buyer's premium with these auctions because Bob's Watches, the site that's running the auction, already owns the timepieces. Whereas in regular auctions, just a little spoiler alert before we do what happens at watch auctions, the auction house doesn't own the watch. They're just auctioning off as like a consignment piece for the seller. So they're commanding some sort of buyer's premium, usually around like 20 or 25%. And with this one, there's no buyer's premium. There's also a service guarantee with these watches, free shipping, of course, and a lifetime authenticity guaranteed with every single one of these watches. So what I want to do is I want to turn it back around and show you guys the watches that they have up for sale, and you guys are going to be probably very surprised. So the hottest watch this year at Baselworld is this watch right here, which is the Rolex GMT Master 126710, the ceramic Pepsi with the Jubilee band in steel. And you can see it's new with 2018 with Box and Papers. Opening bid, a whopping $5,000. Now, of course, this is going to go up even higher than that. But right now, apparently on Chrono 24, from what I read, the watch is asking price. This is not bidding price. Asking price of $19,000. What will happen, we don't know. I don't think that the watch is personally worth $19,000, but we're going to let the bidders decide this. Then you have a one from 1991 with Box and Papers for $6,000. One from 1967, and you guys can just see that there's a few other watches, Rolex Milgauss, some Daytonas. I mean, one of the the Explorer one, which is one of the biggest watches right now, very sought after. This one is probably their biggest one, the vintage Rolex Daytona 6239, Paul Newman with boxed and papers at 175,000. And then you guys can see there's other Submariners, which are the other popular ones, Sea Dwellers. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up to everyone's attention was because this may be almost like somewhat of like the first auction of its kind a little bit. Bob's Watches is almost setting a precedent where they're not, asking for buyer's premium. And, the opening bids are very low compared to what the watch is worth. But again, how I always see any industry, if you price it a little low, let people determine the price of it. If it's collectible, then it will obviously sell for some sort of premium for what it's worth. But if it's not a collectible, like, there's so many times when you go on to eBay and all these other sites, and these people have buy it nows at like ridiculous prices. It's like, I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. You have to let the market decide where something's at. Now, will I bring you guys, extra coverage of what happens with this? I don't know. I mean, I'll see if I can even find out what happens with this stuff. But again, very interesting. All you guys have to do is go to bobswatches.com/auctions and just sign up, sign in, register for an account, and you guys will be able to have access to these auctions. I mean, I think the two biggest watches from these auctions are the Paul Newman, the 6239 at 175,000. What's going to happen with that? And what's going to happen with the brand new GMT Master 2? I mean, at the end of the day, really, it's the hottest watch this year right now. If you can get one for under, let me just say under 15,000, you're doing phenomenal. I think this one's going to go over 15,000. That's my opinion. 19, I don't think so. I think it'll be under 20, but I think around 15, 18. Who knows where it's going to go? But anyways, that was just a short little episode. I just wanted to bring you guys this news because this is kind of unbelievable. We're going to be back with you guys tomorrow. Drew will be over. We're going to do an episode tomorrow on how do hour complications work. When there's so many of you out there own watches. You probably don't buy the watches for the complications because half of you out there, no offense, but don't know how to use them. So what I want to do is a little bit more of an educational video to show you how to use the date, the day and the date, any sort of complications that we have. And I know Drew's going to bring over a few of his watches. I'm going to show you guys how to do those and how to operate them. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos to get the first in content that we release, such as this video. Comment, email us, whatever it is. Want to know what you guys think. And, hopefully, maybe I got a few of you guys into this auction. Sign up for it and, see how it goes. Anyways, we will see you guys next time, probably tomorrow, on the next episode of It's About Time.